Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today we are breaking down an absolute masterclass of a soccer match. We're looking at that electrifying Group D matchup from the 2026 FIFA World Cup, where the United States literally stepped onto the pitch and delivered a totally dominant performance against Paraguay. If you've been wondering how a team asserts absolute control on the world's biggest sporting stage, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to dissect the tactics, the timeline, and just the sheer energy of this game. Let's dive right in.
Four. Just four. In the context of a World Cup match, scoring 4 goals is a massive statement. The United States didn't just edge out a win here, they unleashed a relentless barrage on the Paraguayan defense. I mean, hitting the back of the net 4 times on the global stage, that tells us right away that we're looking at a team playing with extreme confidence and just devastating attacking flair.
And the internet absolutely felt that energy. There was this one viral TikTok that perfectly captured the momentum and the hype surrounding this match. The caption was literally, "The USA put on a show in Group D. 4 goals, relentless attacking football, and a statement win over Paraguay." And they hit the nail on the head. This wasn't one of those boring, defensive, grinded-out kind of games. No way. This was pure entertainment. It's a victory that had fans and tactical analysts totally buzzing, and it's exactly why this match demands our full attention today.
So before we get deep into the tactical weeds, let's just ground ourselves in the raw outcome. It's the 2026 FIFA World Cup, Group D. And the result? A resounding 4-1 victory for the USA over Paraguay. A result like this, it doesn't just secure 3 points, it sends a massive warning shot across the entire tournament. The stakes literally couldn't be higher, and this kind of comprehensive outcome sets a really intimidating precedent for everybody else.
Right, so how did they actually pull this off? Well, it all started with a seriously high-octane opening. From the very first whistle, the USA came out with this incredible, suffocating intensity. They didn't just sit back in a mid-block to see what Paraguay would do. Actually, scratch that, they did the exact opposite. They pressed super high up the pitch, executing this suffocating high block. By aggressively cutting off the passing lanes, they forced Paraguay into early turnovers in really dangerous areas. And this tactical execution? It paid off brilliantly. It led to a beautifully worked attacking move that sliced right through the Paraguayan defense for an early goal. They basically set the terms of engagement right from the get-go.
Now, looking at that 4-1 final score, it kind of hides the true emotional roller coaster of that first half. The U.S. grabbed that early lead we just talked about, sure, but midway through the half, Paraguay actually stunned the crowd by finding a crucial equalizer. But the real brilliance of the U.S. squad here was their composure. They struck right back to regain the lead just before the halftime whistle, and then they completely suffocated Paraguay's hopes with a 3rd goal right after the restart. Throw in that final late goal, and you've got the whole picture. So while the final score looks like a total blowout, the journey to get there meant navigating some very distinct, very critical phases.
Which actually brings us to the most tense moment of the whole game. When Paraguay scored that equalizer midway through the first half, it briefly silenced those incredibly lively home supporters, and it forced one massive question. Would the home team crumble under the pressure? I mean, in international football, momentum is everything, right? A sudden equalizer completely against the run of play can derail a team's confidence, especially when you're playing in front of this expectant home crowd. This was the pivotal psychological test for the American squad.
And wow, the American response to that adversity was exceptional. Instead of panicking or, dropping deep, they dynamically regained control of the narrative. They leaned right into their tactical strengths. They overloaded the wings, used rapid transitional play, and just tore open the Paraguayan defense. This let them stretch the pitch, create these numerical advantages out wide, and eventually break through again to restore a 2-1 lead right before the halftime break. They took the punch, absorbed it, and immediately struck back.
The absolutely crucial takeaway here is understanding the massive contrast between the two halves of this match. That first 45 minutes, it was a genuine back-and-forth street fight where both teams were trading blows and goals. But the second half, man, that was a complete tactical lockdown. The Americans came out of the locker room and simply flipped a switch. They transformed the game into total possession and relentless attacking pressure. They established a level of territorial dominance that completely, totally neutralized Paraguay's tactical setup.
And that territorial dominance translated directly onto the scoreboard. The second half belonged almost entirely to the USA. Paraguay simply struggled to cope with the relentless pressure, the inverted runs, and just the fluid movement from the American attack. The USA showcased some clinical finishing, grabbing that 3rd goal shortly after the restart, which honestly effectively broke the Paraguayan resolve. From there, the home side commanded the ball. They made it practically impossible for Paraguay to build any meaningful attacks from the back, and eventually capped it all off with a late 4th goal to put the game completely out of reach.
Okay, so now that we've broken down the 90 minutes on the pitch, we need to pivot and look at the bigger picture. What does this victory actually mean for the tournament? Well, in the context of the World Cup, this isn't just 3 points. It is a massive confidence booster and a loud warning shot to the rest of the competition. By dismantling a solid, physical team like Paraguay, the USA has established a remarkably strong early position in Group D. It gives them some much-needed breathing room and significant momentum as they prepare for their upcoming matches.
Looking back at the entire match, a few distinct takeaways and standout performances really emerge. First off, this match marked the highest scoring win of the tournament so far, which is just a phenomenal team achievement. Second, that American forward line was absolutely electric. They combined speed, creativity, and ruthless finishing that caused constant problems in the final third. But, let's not forget the unsung heroes in the engine room. The American midfield completely controlled the tempo. They were winning those second balls and providing the perfect, stable platform for that attacking trio to shine. While Paraguay definitely showed flashes of quality, they were ultimately just outclassed by a vastly superior American side.
Which leaves us with one final provocative question as we wrap up this explainer. How will the rest of Group D respond to this historic, high-scoring statement win by the USA? The tactical standard has absolutely been set, and the pressure is now squarely on the other teams in the group to match this level of intensity and execution. Thank you so much for joining me to break down this thrilling match. Keep these tactical insights in the back of your mind as we watch the rest of the tournament unfold.